Hello, Think Natalia community. How are you? Today is going to be an incredible special day because I have a woman on my LinkedIn live show who is incredible. The first time I saw her, I was like, she is, for me, the incarnation of a goddess, of a queen. She's elegance, she's ease, she's wisdom, she's knowledge, she's power. She has a playfulness, a maturity, a beauty, and insights that literally can help any individual who's open enough to fully tap into their skills, into their art, and to then share it with the world in the shape of a form or shape or form of an online course or signature course or however you want to call it. So Veronica, thank you so much for being here today.
Wow. Can you see me blushing?
I can see a little bit of it, yeah.
No, that's an actual blush.
There you go. Got it.
Thank you so much, Natalia. That was such a beautiful introduction. I mean, I couldn't help smiling. And the way you described it really captured the essence of what I want people to experience when they do meet me or encounter my energy in their, in their space. So thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome. And everything that I said, I truly meant it. I literally got goosebumps when I described you. I was like, oh, this feels so true. So, audience, I can see that Pierre is online. Hello, Pierre. And thank you, Chris, for saying hello. There are no stupid questions and no stupid comments here. Please don't be shy. Don't be humble. Don't be whatever. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments and we're going to give our best to answer them. Veronica, I think she will share most probably around 45 minutes of her schedule. And that woman is highly demanded all over the world, just saying. So she, in her packed schedule, created 45 minutes approximately for you, just for you. So if there's anything, don't hesitate and please mention it in the comments. And then we give our best to answer this question, right?
Absolutely, yes. Let's flow with it. Questions,
Wonderful.
Questions are a great way to get great questions, generate great answers, and great answers give great results. So please.
Absolutely. Okay, let's start because I love this, your story. So for everybody, for those people who maybe for some bizarre reason don't know who you are, shame on you. Not shame, you mean where I'm not shame like this.
I know.
So who is Veronica?
Oh boy. Well, most people know me as the power coach, right? Veronica V, the power and the coach that I am. And of course, most people, like you have presented, know me as this deep dive course creation strategist and a deep dive mindset coach. Most people know me as being a dancing queen and always communicating and expressing her free spirit through dance. That's what most people know about me because that's what you can see in my profile. If you follow me, that's what you will observe. You see you get what you see. But Natalia, what most people may not know about me is that, there was a time where I found myself literally standing in front of this pawnbroker shop about to sell my precious belongings because two of our companies had gone bankrupt. This is about 10 years ago. We had a web development branding agency and we had an import-export company. We were importing a natural unrefined shea butter, the one that they use in cosmetics. Yes. And we were supplying cosmetic companies with this raw material. A few years when things were really great, but we found ourselves spiraling down the rabbit hole. And Natalia, as I was standing in front of that pawnbroker shop, the hair on my back stood, this lump in my throat, because I knew what I was about to do was going to change the entire course of my life. And that little voice, what on earth are you doing with your life? Are these the kind of choices you want to be making, Veronica? That I always say this. This was my little warrior, my Safua. Safua is my Ghanaian name. She was caged, very much caged in this with these illusionary bars of limiting beliefs, outdated stories, blocks, programmings that really had kept her stuck and had allowed her to live up to somebody else's expectation of who she should or shouldn't be. live up to somebody else's dream rather than hers. So
Mm.
that was my wake up call, because the answer was a hell no. I don't want this. I don't want to be making these kind of choices. I don't want to be having to do this. I don't want this. So the question is, bloody hell, what do you want? So really that embarked me on this journey of self-discovery. Who was I? Because you know what, Natalia, when you lose every single thing that you once had identified yourself with, the business status, the cars, the company, the house, like all these things that you associate your status with, when you lose it, what is left of you? Now, that is a tough question to answer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you know me as this, courageous person, this deep diver. You see me as confident, but it wasn't always like that. And that embarked me on that journey where I really had to identify who I was.
And did you get support, or did you sit down and meditate? Did you said goodbye to everybody and just went into a monastery? Did you find it through dance?
Wow.
What was it? How did you get there?
It took years. And I always say this, nobody has to go through what I went through. Nobody has to take years to change their lives. It doesn't have to happen. This is like 10 years ago. I didn't know anything about coaching, or even that it was called this. I didn't know when I was reading those books by the philosophers and Socrates and Descartes and the pioneers of personal development like Napoleon Hill, James Allen, Clement Stone, and all those that I was really reading. I read a lot. I didn't know I was reprogramming my mind. I didn't know I was planting and sowing new seeds that would eventually grow. But it took years. It took years of crying my pillow wet until it was soaked. Because by then my marriage was on the rocks with all these things that were happening in my life. So it was a really difficult time in my life where I had to discover. But you know what? I found out who I was in that whole journey. And how did I find out? By reading, reflectiveness, and really changing the narrative. Because I found out by stumbling upon this book. I don't know if you've heard of it, Natalia. It's by Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God. Yes.
Oh,
nothing religious, ironically, but very spiritual. And it answered the questions, right? The belief system, the paradigms, the universal principles, the subconscious. I was like, whoa, had I created that rut, that shithole that I had found myself in? And the answer was like, yeah, Veronica.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. But owning that and forgiving yourself for that. Yeah. And then grieving that, as you said, or screaming it out or whatever, just letting all of these stuck emotions, get them out of your system.
Self-awareness is key.
Yeah. I always love the metaphor of the goddess Kali, who just burns everything down. And then, once the fire is done and you see all of the ashes, a lot of people don't know that ashes are very, very fertile. They create beautiful soil that then can be used for new trees, for new bushes, for new flowers. This feels a little bit as if
I love it. And but the good news out of all that was that, okay, so if I'm this, and I really discovered that I'm not the flesh even, like all the molecules and the atoms within the atoms, the nucleus is pure energy. So I'm this vibrational energy. That means I can create. I can also destroy. But the question is, what do I want to create? And that embarked me on the next journey of what do I want in life? And I've always been a teacher. Before I went into the entrepreneurial world, I had been a teacher for years. So I kind of reconnected with that. And I always say coaching found me, Natalia, because I stumbled upon this feed on my Facebook some years ago. And I was like, oh, the Coaching Academy, this. I was like, whoa, you're speaking my language. By then, my fearless warrior that was caged in that pawnbroker shop had been released. She was out there, but she needed some clarity. Okay, so you're this warrior, you have this confidence, you've shed the old skin. Not everybody liked it. You had to let go of certain things. All right, I'm ready. Give me some mission. Give me something to do in this world. I want to change the world, but what does that even look like? I need a mission, right? I'm this warrior. I've released her. So when I saw that, I say coaching found me, because I went for that 2-day workshop. It was a free workshop. I was like, let me go. And they spoke my language. I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. I'm supposed to be doing this. This is coaching. This is what it's called. Oh, okay. It's called coaching.
Oh,
great.
Fair enough. Now I know.
All the years I had been reprogramming, really unlocking, unleashing all that. I'm going to do that.
Mm.
I didn't have the
Nice.
money. I didn't have the money to invest. It was a really expensive course. I was like, oh God. But that was my ticket. So I signed up. I used my last pennies I had in the bank to pay in installments. I did it. That was my ticket to really leverage and find my art as a coach.
Beautiful. It's amazing that you also say it found you and that you said, oh yeah, so just how you call it, fine. Because that's exactly how personal branding found me. Like at a certain stage, a woman just approached me with a book and she said, Natalia, I'm super busy. I don't have time to read this book, but that's what you do anyway. So can you read this for me and then teach me everything? But you do this anyway. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Being cool, playing cool. And I look at the book and it says personal branding. And on the inside, I thought, I don't know what personal branding is. But then I'm like, yeah, it's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I do. And how much time do we have? We have a month? Yeah, we have a month. Okay, cool. So I opened the book and I read page 1, page 2, page 3. And I was like, oh, so you called it personal branding. That's what I'm doing. Oh,
yeah.
Genau so.
I love it. That's the beauty about the unveiling of the process, the unveiling of the road, the unknown, and the uncertainty can be such an adventure. We fear uncertainty, but that's what it leads to, the unveiling. And when you're getting married, the unveiling. Okay, well, let's not talk about marriage right now, but you get what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Well, thank you so much for openly sharing that. How did you continue?
Yeah, no. So, but when I did become the coach, Natalia, so I trained and I, got the skills, how to unlock potential, how to help people achieve their goals, really unlock and get rid of all the limiting beliefs like just I did and all that. I was like, okay, so I'm this coach, right? So what do I do now? Okay, where are the clients? Oh God. They never taught us about marketing. They never really taught us how to market ourselves as coaches. They taught us how to coach and they taught us how to be great coaches.
Okay, fair enough.
But how to market, I was like, if you don't have the clients, then well, you don't have a business.
Sure.
So, they were saying, oh, why don't you go into the corporate world? That's where the budget is. But that wasn't my story. I was a teacher. I was a teacher and I'm out there in the field and I was doing things, creating things and giving people, having that fun experience with the students. And they learned through play. They learned through the creative process. That was me. So they didn't feel right to go into corporate. I actually applied for a few positions to be the corporate coach. I was like, that doesn't feel right.
No.
But the messaging, the language. And I was like, oh, I got 2 kids. Maybe I can be a mom coach. I started out like that. But that's not my story. Like, I got 2 kids, but I wasn't feeling it. And that's the sign. When you're not, as a coach, if you're doing something, you're not feeling it, your messaging is not right, you are misaligned, you're inconsistent in what you're saying. One day you're saying this, one day you're saying that, you're changing your messaging, you're changing your website, you're changing this. That is a
you confuse people. You confuse people. It's unclear. When you're not clear about yourself, how do you expect your future clients, friends, mentors, partners, suppliers to understand you?
Absolutely.
This is then when personal branding or messaging comes in. So
what did you do? So it really started with my gold dust. And that's why I speak so passionately about this, because this is my story. And I had buried, and I calculated it, 85 million hours of teaching experience I had buried. I put in I'm like, I'm a coach. My past failures, my story doesn't really matter. I'm here to help people unlock their potential. No, big mistake. So it was until I really met and engaged with some really great mentors that were already making it online. I said, I want to do it online. I've got 2 kids. I want freedom. I want the freedom to schedule my timing. I want freedom to make the money that I want to. I'm a single mom by then I was, right? And I just want freedom. I want freedom.
Wait, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means the ability to make my own scheduling, to have my own time, to make the money, to have options, and to have choices, and to be free to do that. And the way I want to do that, meaning impacting the world the way I want to. And that's why I diverted from teaching. The curriculum, the government, the policies were limiting who I was. Like, you couldn't do much because there were some regulations, there's some policies, there's some targets. If you don't do this, you can't do. There's no time to do that. There's no time for that. We got targets to hit. I'm like, gosh, I can't do that.
No.
Over 10 years, I'm like, I love the teaching, but this is not what I really signed up for.
No,
So
you
the coaching
are,
was,
you're more flowy, you're more female. I mean, I can see you work well in structure, and you have structures, you have frameworks, you have all of that. And I think that doesn't serve your nature. You need
yeah,
space.
yeah,
The way how I perceive you is you need space to breathe, to dance, to express yourself. When I give you this space, you will have the freedom to tap into whatever it is that you need in order to help a person transform into their next best self or into achieving whatever they want to do. And that has to be in line with your values and based on your own method. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
I love that you captured the essence of who I am, because that's really true. I don't like pressure. I don't function well. Some people will function well under pressure. I don't. I like my space, and I do my best, and I thrive when I have space. So yeah, so that embarked me on that journey of unearthing my gold dust. That's why I speak a lot about unearthing, because that's what I had to personally do. My story, my past triumphs, my past failures, my experiences, bring that to the table, Veronica, and see what you have here. What's your gold dust? Yeah, you have the skill of coaching, but that's not it. That's not all. And so when I did that, I kind of connected the dots, because I said, okay, I've got this experience of teaching. I love teaching. I loved teaching. That was really what I wanted to do. But then because of all the external things that were happening, I diverted. But I came back to it through coaching. So I have this skill. I have this passion to unlock potential, inspire people, because that's been my story. And I have the experience of a mindset coach. So I'm going to put that together. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to help my friends, my fellow coaches, consultants, create online courses.
I like it.
And I'm going to do that so that they can unlock their potential, find their voice, unlock their stories, and create a ripple effect so that they can attract their tribe, just like I did, and start making that impact and be rewarded for it.
Exactly.
So that's how I came to helping people unearth their gold dust. That's what I do today. I help impactpreneurs like me. We are the same, because we're on the same journey. I may be steps ahead in the course creation. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to structure the instructional design of it. You don't know how to create the sequence of modules that will lead to a specific desired result. So if your sequence is wrong, you're not getting transformation. The learning experience is not right. So using my teaching skills, instructional design, course creation, lesson planning, 84 million hours of teaching experience, plus my mindset coaching, plus my passion, I found my G-spot. My golden spot, Natalia.
Oh, that one. Oh, sorry. I was thinking something different. I was like, this is life in front of so many people. And she's talking about her G-spot.
It's the golden spot. And it's hard to find, you know. Yeah. So the golden spot is where your intersection between your passion, your skills, and really your mission, your why meets. It's your sweet spot. Most gurus out there call it the sweet spot. I'm a bit different. I don't like using the same terminology. So I got my own terminology.
I like it.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So I help others unearth their gold dust and package it into a transformational online course that is designed to impact. So I'm not for everybody, that's for sure. And for those that really want the tailored experience, and they really want transformation to happen. It's beyond just making money.
Yeah. Wonderful.
It's legacy.
Yeah. That makes sense. And through that you attract the right people who are on at least a similar level of energy or vibration or awareness, or however you want to label it, because as you said, not everybody will, how do I phrase that? Again, you're gold dust, you're high energy, and some people who might not be as, let's say, aware yet, or who haven't woken up yet, or haven't woken up that much, they could say that you are too much, which just is something, it's their own limitation. It just shows their own issues or whatever. But those people who see that, who are fascinated, who are inspired by you, who say, oh, whenever I see her, it's like as if somebody would open the windows and there's like fresh air. That's the V power. These are your clients. And because you gave yourself permission to be that, you turn into a magnet, and you don't chase.
Yes.
You attract what's there to find you, isn't it?
I love that you use that word magnet, because what it triggers in me is your gold dust is magnetic.
Yeah.
Your gold dust is magnetic. So when you really unearth that and show up in all the truth of your glory, and you package that with help, of course, into this structured experience that you can take your clients through, this offer of an experience that would lead to a specific transformation, and you show up and you speak up and you voice up of what you're about, who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and why you do it, that's your gold dust. And it's magnetic. At least that has been my experience. I can honestly say that all the people I've worked with, I love. Like, we just vibe, and it's not by chance. It's not by chance.
I fully agree. Fully agree. Wonderful. Okay, so everybody who is watching, who is listening, either on YouTube or on LinkedIn, what kind of questions do you have related either to Veronica's story, or when it comes to creating a course, or maybe you find yourself in a similar situation that Veronica was 10 years ago or 5 years ago? Again, don't be shy. Ask it now. I have one question that literally already jumps into or steps into the main topic for today. So I would like to shift gears in a second. But before that, one small thing, because I'm super curious. Your second name, Safoa, does it mean something? Does it have a meaning?
So it's, my father gave me this name because his youngest sister was called Safoa. Safoa is from the Ashanti tribe. In Twi, it means key. Yes, key. Yeah. So that's it. Safoa is the key. So I love it, because I'm the key to unlocking people's potential. Right? I'm the key to your master. I'm the master key. Right? But seriously, it means Safoa. So that's key. That means key.
Well, it's so funny. I recently spoke to a karmologist, and she believes, and I love this thought. I actually find it pretty cute and heartwarming. She believes that our souls know that our souls choose our names, and we whisper it into the ear of our mother and father, and we're going to whisper until they get it. And obviously yours, same here. I'm just getting it all over my body. And maybe your soul was telling your father, well, I'm a golden key to unlock the potential of people, so call me Safoa. There you go.
Yes. And you know, the name Veronica, from my mother chose that name. It is a biblical name, and she chose because Veronica was the one that wiped Jesus's face when he was carrying the cross up the hill, right? And he gave him some water. So it shows the compassion, it shows the love, it shows the help. And I truly love that name personally, because it embodies that persona.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you, if I look at a metaphorical perspective, you are, there are people out there, coaches, consultants, other experts, who are literally having this burden on their shoulder of not knowing what to do next, struggling, not having enough money, creating this cage, and you help them, it's less suffering. You basically show them that it's different. So that's very well chosen names. Incredible. Alrighty.
Yeah.
I
was going to say, do you know what Osu means?
Go ahead. Last one, third one, and then we go into the
pioneer. A pioneer. Like in the Ashanti, it's a pioneer, somebody who starts something. So I'm like,
this is insane.
So you're right with the naming thing.
Yeah. If anybody's listening and you don't know what your calling is, please have a look at your name. What does it mean in this language, in other languages? And very likely there is a key, there is a secret, there is a message in the name that you have been given, or that was chosen, or maybe that you chose for yourself.
Mm.
Do you resonate with that? Then comment, let us know your thoughts. And again, if you have any questions, then ask them now. So yesterday, when I posted about this live, there was a gentleman, I think it was Patrick. He asked a question: what is your recommendation for an online tool in order to literally then upload the online course? And that is so funny because when you and I, we connected a few weeks ago, a month ago, I also asked you so many different questions. And then I realized that I have misunderstood what you do, in the sense that I thought you help people with a simple online course, to say it in a super judgmental, ignorant way. So I thought, if there are people who want passive income, yeah, let me do the 30 bucks or 40 bucks online course. And then through our conversation, right? So you help people create signature programs. So it's the thing that that the how could I say that? Like the core essence of what you actually offer. So you help people get that out of their subconsciousness, out of their mind, whatever, and you help them package that. Now, the interesting thing is that it doesn't need to be online, right? You've said, if I remember well, correct me if I'm wrong, and then I'll hand over to you, that in the beginning, it might make sense to not have an online course in quotation marks, to start with 101 and then to test what works and what not. And then maybe, based on that, then create recorded video courses. By why don't you start maybe with 101, correct?
So let's get two things right. There's an online and digital course.
Mm-hmm.
So the online experience can come in different formats. Mm-hmm. You can have the live experience. You don't have to, when you say record it, you can have the live experience, especially if this is your very first kind of business. You're starting from scratch. You're now setting up this online business and you really want to grow from the foundation up. So the format can be a live. So when you choose to pre-record it, then you have a digitalized course.
There you go. Okay.
So they do happen online. All of them do. The name online simply means you're doing it on the internet.
Okay.
Online. Good. So if I have my online sessions, it means I'm having it through a live experience through Zoom or StreamYard or whichever. But answering the question, if somebody does want to create a digitalized program where he doesn't necessarily have to be physically there with his clients, then absolutely, they're what we call the SaaS. They are systems as a software. And that's where you can now upload and host your videos. And there are so many out there. They are very easy to find. We know Kajabi, ThinkFic, right? Teachable. These are the three most outstanding. But that is the SaaS method. And they're great for starters and if you don't have a huge number of students. But if you really, for example, I'm working with some organizations, currently working with UNIDO, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, in Germany, based in Germany, on their Gender Lens online course. And with them, they have the budget. So they're creating the whole e-learning platform from scratch. Okay, so that's great because you can scale up, there's no limit to how many people, it's all customized.
Yeah, but you don't need to start there.
No.
It's like, why so much pain? Why so much stress?
These are for organizations that have budgets of millions.
Exactly.
So I'm talking about, business owners, solopreneurs, impactpreneurs that are doing it, on their own. So yes, they're ready-made systems for that. But I want you to remember, if you're looking at an online course, it doesn't have to be digitalized from the very beginning. You can have the one-on-one experience or the group experiences, depending where you are in your business growth. If you've already been doing one-on-ones, right, and you want to level up, then of course, a group would be the next step. If you haven't done one-on-ones or your clients are trickling in, not that many, and you don't have consistency, you do want to create your structured offer and your course with a sequence of modules that you will lead your client through the experience to the desired and the promised result. So answering the question, there's SaaS, a system as a software, Kajabi, Teachable, ThinkFic, and I think Skillshare is another one of them, right? So that's where you can host it. But if you're starting from scratch, and this is another thing, if you've never sold anything online. If you've never sold online, then you need to start with the interactions, the human interactions first, right? If you can't sell to a human being, I don't want to say never, and my policy, never say never. But if you've never sold to a human being, interacted and sold anything to a human being with a conversation, then selling digitally without any interaction with you can be a huge leap. And hey, maybe you have the budget to get a marketing team all set and let them do all the work. Great, but I'm talking about those that are impactpreneurs, and that they are the ones that are in front. They're the face of it all. And they're in the front end of the battlefield. So you need to be accessible, especially in the beginning. People want to know you. People want to experience you. People want to trust you. So those interactions are really valuable, especially if you have a premium product. I'm not talking about something that's for $12 and somebody can just invest. If you think about a premium product, somebody's really investing in something powerful, they want to see you.
Maybe in 1 or 2 sentences, because a lot of people talk about high ticket and blah. Is premium high ticket for you? What's the difference between premium and high ticket?
So first of all, what is high ticket?
Everybody says
Listen, anything which is high ticket is, of course, it's not a $50 or it's not a $100. It's definitely $500,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. Like there's no limit to what you can charge when you look at high ticket. But absolutely, a premium, when I use premium, it means the experience is tailored, is customized. It's not a cookie cutter. They have access to you because you are the secret sauce, right? You are the secret sauce. You are the secret to their transformation. I have had people sign up with me, work with me, who have signed up for those course creation courses out there. You see them all around, all advertised. If you're in course creation, you must know the ones, the high players that are very much with the advertisings everywhere. She got stuck. Like she'd invested a premium price. She didn't really have access to a trainer. She got stuck. As much as the course is valuable, I'm not saying it is. I'm sure there's a lot of valuable content there, but there's some people that will get stuck anyways because they stuck with the question: am I doing it right? Is this good enough? Like they have so many questions, and you have questions and you don't have clarity.
No.
There are some that will not move forward. There's some that will, and they'll finish it and they'll do great. But I'm for the one that doesn't want that experience. Absolutely. I'm like, there's like you have the Starbucks. Where they have the great marketing, they're everywhere. You see them pop up in every feed and every advertisement and every Facebook, Instagram, they're everywhere. That's where the masses will go. I'm the coffee shop by the road, the cozy one, the one that you go to, you're seen to, you're addressed, and the coffee's even better.
And the interior design. Oh, the interior design is just incredible. And they have
extra
these
cream,
golden little coffee mugs, and then on top of your coffee, you get glitter dust.
Yes, you want that extra cream? Sure. You want that sprinkle of, sure. Oh, you want to have a cushion? Please. So I'm like that. I'm that experience.
Love it. Thank you so much. We have 2 questions already that came in. One from Ömer and one from Kate. Let's start with Ömer. So we've all heard about this follow your heart stories. I heard about this, but there are tons of not so great courses out there, as everybody and their dogs seem to create courses. I like it. I want to see a course by a dog and by a cat, as we're already about now. So
nothing is.
Ömer, by the way, is an incredible edutainer. When he's in front of the stage, he is just, you need to see him in action. He's incredible. Ömer, that one was for you. Love you. So, but back to your question. So how do we make a difference? I guess, so how do we make a difference with our courses that they stand out of the masses, that they create impact, that they...
Great question. Thank you so much for that. Very straightforward. It's you, the gold dust. I speak a lot about, I cannot speak enough about the gold dust. The gold dust is what makes you unique. And when you capture that, but you have to unearth it. I don't care how many years of experience somebody may have. I work with coaches that are much, much older than me, right? And they have a more wealth of experience in their field, but there's an unearthing still to be done. That's when you can unearth and find the sweet spot.
Mhm.
The sweet spot, meaning the intersection between your gold dust, the knowledge and experiences, the stories, your triumphs, and the passion and the mission you have in this world, right? And your skills and all that. And when you find that spot, that's what makes you unique. And that's what's going to make you stand out, because you're going to create a course that is not the next me too. It's very specialist. That's what makes you stand out. That's what allows us to request premium. And that's what gives the experience when you find your specialty. So speciality in the who you are here to serve. It's not just, some people say, oh, I'm here to serve leaders or business owners or something like that. That can be quite vague. If you specifically talking about who it is, and they say, of course, the who is somebody that you used to be in the past.
Yeah.
And that is a huge piece of cake to eat, because I didn't understand that when I heard that first. It took a while to, because I've been many things in the past, Veronica, like which part?
Which part of me?
You know, and that, and
ago,
of course,
10 years ago.
you know, but that's where sometimes working with a coach can help you identify what that is, if you struggle doing it on your own. But finding that sweet spot, that is the essence. Who you are, who you do it for, meaning who you're here to serve, right? What solution you're solving and why. That is what makes the difference. And it's not the kind of course that you find on Udemy, how to. It's not about how to. That's giving information. So if you want to stand out, you're not just giving information. And I'll even go deeper to say you're not just sharing knowledge. You're delivering transformation. And that means evoking something within your client. And I don't care how specialist or how technical your course could be. There's always the transformational experience that can be designed. That's where instructional design comes in, into your course, that will evoke, not only educate, evoke, not only inform. So answering your question, that's how you stand out. And when you have clarity in all those things, you show up as such. You show up in your voice. That's what makes me stand out. That's what makes Natalia stand out. That's her, the unicorn LinkedIn, master. And she has a unique style. I have a unique style, and you will have a unique style once you have clarity on all those things.
Absolutely. And there's also a follow-up question from Umar. Kate, we talk to you in a second. Just to follow up. I have loads of stuff and stories. And that's, I mean, Umar is he's a little bit like a treasure chest, right? So
I love him already. Look at what he wrote down. He's already using our words.
There you go. How do you sort through it down to the G spot? There you go.
Give me 5. Boom. I love that he used that expression, because it, the golden spot. Yeah. And like I said, there are many stories. See, what I do, I use an exercise with my clients. It's called the peaks and the valleys, right? And when a coach listens to your stories, they see what you can't see. And it's about identifying the key moments in your life, the key values, the key moments that really stand out within all that stuff and all those stories. I'll give you an example. A client came to me and he was overwhelmed with all those stories. Like, he's been for 20 plus years working with recruiting companies, helping them scale up. So he wanted to create a course on scaling up recruiting companies. He's like, this is like huge. Like, is it going to take 12 months to teach them all that stuff? Like, where do I even start? There's so many things, so many parts of it. Like, that's where the overwhelm is, Jackie. And I feel you, America.
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine a cake, and that's all your stories, right? This is all the thing you've been doing all these years. Now cut the cake into pieces. And each piece represents a fragment or a piece that will make the whole.
Oh, I know where this is going.
So choose one piece that, if you started with, would make every other piece kind of irrelevant or not that significant, but that one piece that is the most important, right? And that's what we start with. So that's really how it's a coaching experience. It's a deep dive experience. So answering the question, how do you get to your G spot? Sometimes you need a coach because you can't find it on your own.
No, because you're too close. I mean, in
You're
German we
too
have
close.
this saying,
It's
like,
there.
you don't see it. You take your awesomeness for granted. You
Yeah.
believe that everybody can do that. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, everybody's like that. No, that's what makes you special. That's what
Yeah.
makes you shine. That's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you unique, but not with a U, but with a Y-O-U. Unique.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's about finding that. And yes, you can do it on your own. You can figure it out. You can, do the exercises and fill out the forms and answer those questions and deep dive. And but sometimes you need some help. And
I agree. Okay. So let's move on to Kate. Kate asks, how much do you pilot and test a course before you launch it? Love that. I get that a lot.
Great question. And so there's no cookie cutter to this question itself. It all depends on your growth in the business, right? So sometimes this is something you've been doing already. You've been coaching already on this topic. For example, I have a client, she's been doing these trainings offline, right? And when COVID happens, she'd been doing these trainings for organizations and teams and all that. So she already had the structure. So, she's already tested it. So what she needed to do is now streamline it into an online experience where, she had the whole course a module and the whole course lessons all broken down and the videos and all that. So she doesn't need to test that. She's already tested it. So if you're really starting off with this new signature course and it's something that, yes, you have experience in, but now you're packaging it into an online course and this is the first time you're going to be delivering it, how much do you pilot and test it? It really depends on your growth and where you are in the business. So, for example, there is a pre-launch phrase or even the pre-launch phrase where you're actually validating the course topic. So in other words, you're already testing it. Will it actually sell? So you have to actually validate the course topic once you've nailed it and see if it sells. And there are many strategies and techniques to validate a course topic. I call it the course topic validation game plan, which we execute with my clients. There's a whole instruction on how to do it, where to do it, the right questions to ask, and how to get in front of those people, potential clients, that will actually say, you know what, when it's ready, I want to learn some more. Like when it's ready, I want to know. So yes, so that's like if, for example, you're planning to launch in the next 3 months, you need to start validating it now.
Exactly.
People start too late. They start when they finish the whole course outline, the framework, and they've even started recording before they even validate it or before they even say, you know what, this is what I have. So, you hear a lot of stories where you say, oh, you can sell your course without creating it yet. I'm not a big fan of that method. But I definitely feel that you need to test it out, validate it, and make sure that it's going to sell. So answering your question, how much do you pilot and test a course before you actually launch it? In the beginning, when you have your course topic validated, is this really what people want? Go out there, interview people, do your primary research, do your secondary research, and get the data that this is actually going to sell. And then when you get the course outline, if you want to test it with a pilot group, when I started off my story years ago, I had a test group and I'm like, I don't really encourage you to do a test group for free, especially if you're an expert.
That would be the next question. Do you charge? Do they get a discounted price? Do you barter? Do you say you pay 30% if I get a video testimonial, written testimonial? Because that confuses so many people. So please tell us, because that would have been my follow-up one.
But there's no cookie cutter. Again, I keep on saying. So if you're an expert in this field, you've been doing this for years. Like you're not starting. You're not just starting yesterday, right? So are you testing that this is actually going to work? Are you going to give it for free? Are you doubting that what you're delivering over the past 20 years you've been doing and now packaged is actually going to work? Are you doubting yourself? So it's like there's a lot of doubt that goes on. I'm not a big fan of free because what happens is the test group, if you're not very committed, you have people fall out during the process. So you even get the full testimonials, you even get the full experience. They're not in it fully. So yes, if you do want to, I call it more of a focal group. So there's not a test where you're testing anything. It's a focus group. So you create a focus group where, of course, you can have it discounted. So you can call them the founding members.
Oh, marketing magic.
So you can call them the founding member. So because you're the founding member of this signature course, I want to offer this discount, of course. So it's a nice, delicate, very, it's a nice way of, saying that. It's a nice way of saying, I'm giving it not just because, But because you're a founding member, you're one of the first, and you're the first that trusted. And yes, I have a wealth of experience, but this is the first time I'm kind of packaging it in this way. So you are the founding member. So because of that, you have a 50% discount for the first 10 people, the first 5 people. So gosh, there's so many things, and it's about discussing and really analyzing and getting the best fit for you, where you are in your business growth, how much you've actually taught this, how much of it you know already. If you do know you're a specialist and like you've done this, you've gone through it, you've lived it, you've breathed it, and you know that this works, but now just a matter of structuring it, then it's more about the founding members if you do want to have that testing group, if you want to call it that way.
Love it. Absolutely incredible. I hope people that you're listening and you're taking notes, because this is amazing. Kate, does that answer your question? Do you have a follow-up question? In the meantime, Umar said that, yep, he can't find the G-spot on his own. And he's beginning to see the shape of it. Thank you very much. That is incredible. That's exactly what the goal of this live was. I think we have maybe like maximum 5 more minutes. So everybody who's
having so much fun,
right? It's just like when you have fun, time flies. I just heard this beautiful quote recently. I think it was from Sadhguru, who said, if you want to have a long life, then be miserable and feel bad, because this is like a very long life. Time will stand still. If you enjoy life, if you're in flow, it's like, oh, time is short. It's like,
yes,
that's interesting.
It's so true. It's so true. Time flies when you're having fun, they say.
Absolutely. Kate, so how do you get a course out there to people?
So it starts from the very beginning stages, right? We don't want a situation where you've created your whole course and now you're getting out to people, because people need to like you, people need to know you, people need to trust you. So the moment you have your course topic or your course idea nailed, it's time to really get it out there. I want you to imagine you're organizing a party, Kate, or a wedding for your daughter, or somebody is getting married in your family, or you are organizing a huge party. Do you call your visitors or your guests the same day of the party and say, hey, I'm having a party tonight, can you come? Nobody's coming.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is really start, you really start 2 months before you actually want to organize that party or launch or open enrollments, about 2 or 3 months, and say, you know what, I'm organizing this, I'm doing this. Is there anything that you need? What would you like? Are you allergic to this? Oh, I'm having this, and this, and this, right? What else would you like to have?
Yeah. What is really entertaining for you? You create a space.
So for your course, you really want to get it out there from the very beginning of the creative process. Don't wait until you're all done before you start saying, ta-da!
Oh,
of course.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But then again, I'm always a believer, never say never. For those that have, for example, those famous or celebrities that have millions of followers, they can afford to do that, right? Oh, this is what I have. And then you have millions. Let 1% or 0.5% of that 1 million followers buy. They've already hit your income goal. So answering the question, you need to start from the very beginning, Kate, and then grow with if you're looking at organic reach, right? You really want to grow your audience simultaneously to creating your course. So that means, of course, streamlining through your lead magnets, what they call it, the freebies, having your content strategy all nailed. That your content is actually designed to convert. I'm very intentional about how I create my content. The intention is not only to attract clients, but also to create clients, because somebody who I connect with today will not be my client, but in the next 6 months, she will be my client. I've had so many situations like these over the years. So I'm not only attracting, I'm creating, I'm educating, I'm evoking, I'm building bridges between worlds. So when you see me dancing and, having fun, I want to show up as me, because I want to attract those kind of people. People who have become my clients have said, oh, first I connected with you, oh, because of that video, oh, because of that, or, the way you were dancing or the music or something, they connect with you first.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about our courses or our programs. It's me you're buying into before anything else.
Say that once again, please. Everybody listen once again. Why do people choose you? Why?
Why? Well, because you're being yourself, and you need to show up as such. So it's a huge thing.
Okay, last question for today from Chris. I would like to ask about following your path, how long was the period of grinding through the debris of life before the path is clear?
So it took a while because back then, if you listen to my story from the very beginning, right, it took a while for that discovery of who I was and all the unearthing of my gold dust. But because I have gone through that path, there is a way of doing it quicker. With a coaching experience, you'll ask the right questions you've never been asked before. Yesterday, I signed up a client and he said, Veronica, he's a lawyer. He asks a lot of questions. He said he's never been asked that question before. That's a good question. I've never been asked that before. So with the ability of a great coach by your side, for example, whoever, the period can get closed. The debris, the unearthing can be done within a period of days or even weeks to find that spot.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. So unfortunately, we have to come to an end. Again, this felt like 2.5 minutes for me, but I could sense from our energy, people enjoyed that. They loved seeing us together. I think we have to repeat that again, maybe in 3 months or 6 months, whatever. If you, the audience, if you are watching this or watching it live or the replay, whatever it is, would you like to see a part 2? Let us know, because we're only going to offer it if you want to. So how do we know? By your direct feedback. So say, yes, I want to see it. Or it's like, no, it was so boring. Please, no, this was terrible. Sending you a lot of love and healing. That's also fine. We would love to hear from you, no matter what your answer is. Veronica, how can people get back to you or contact you if they want to unearth their inner gold dust or be guided by you?
Yes, so there are 2 main ways, of course. So the first way, of course, if you go to my website, v-powercoaching.com, you can see more about me. You can check out the testimonials. You can read about who I am, what I do, who I work with. But most importantly, you can also go on LinkedIn. That's my virtual office.
Yeah.
But for the essence of today's conversation and Natalia inviting me, of course, I'm offering the free 60-minute clarity call. If you do wish to talk things through, you can always book a call, and it's a non-obligatory call. I have no attachment to it. What I want for you is to leave with more clarity than you did coming in. So if you do wish to talk to me directly, that's also an option. Alrighty,
perfect. So once again, the links, we have www.v-powercoaching.com, and the other one is calendly.com/vpowercoaching/60min, MIN, for minutes. Then let me quickly wait. How do I turn it off? Technology. Going back to the comments. There it is. Then we have, look at this. This is insane. We have Ferdinand who says, yes, and done. We have yes, part 2.
Oh.
Yes, please. And we have a yes, and they want a party, and they said it's inspiring.
We need some music. Yes.
Thanks so much. I like it. You know what? I used to be a dancer.
No way.
I used to dance for 10 years.
Hey, okay, all right. Tell me
Maybe we learn a choreography in the background, and then we have a little bit of a dance as an intro or outro. I'm getting ideas here.
Yes, please.
I like it. Let's see.
That'd be amazing.
All righty. So once again, thank you to you, Veronica, for being here. I absolutely enjoyed our conversation. I think you dropped a few massive gold bombs, and I hope that everybody who listened today, don't only listen, but please also give your best to implement one idea or to reflect on that one question that really moved you. And again, if you like this life and you know somebody who's a friend, a coach, a mentor, a family member who would learn or who would appreciate also what was said in this life. If you know somebody who's like, oh my God, they know me. They just don't get it. Can somebody tell them something that I can't tell them, but somebody who's an authority, then send this replay to that person, because it's available on LinkedIn, it's available on YouTube. It's not like on Instagram that it disappears after 24 hours. It is there. So yeah, again, don't be greedy, share it. And once again, Veronica, thank you so much. Until part 2.
Okay.